Hello, welcome to today's video. In this video we're playing BeamNG.drive. I'm going to try some different cars around a little circuit that I've made. And we're going to see how they drive and what kind of times they get around the little track. So yeah, first of all we're starting up with the Legrand, which is kind of an older, they're all kind of older 90s cars that I'm driving here, but this one's the first one. It's, um, it's a very nice car to drive, just from testing it a little bit. It has very, very nice brakes. So yeah, we'll get into the first lap here, and I'll do the full first lap so that you guys can see what it's like around the track. And then after that, I've edited down the laps a bit so that you guys don't have to watch the whole thing. So yeah, the first corner here is a tight left, and then down the hill. Use a very weird track because it's a very hilly area in the city. So through here, this is foot to the floor, and then coming up to my favorite part, which is the big jump into a hard braking zone, and then another left hand up to the hill, another left hand. This corner is hard because you have a little jump and sometimes your car just doesn't slow down enough, and so is this corner here is hard because there's a little dip here. So if you get that right, you can get around the corner, and that's pretty much the lap there. So yeah, we'll get into the rest of the laps. So this is the final finish of the second lap. I'm doing 5 laps for each car. So yeah, every lap for this car, I got faster and faster every lap. So by the final lap, um, it was actually faster than the first one every time, except for this one, where I crashed because I hit the curb and it broke one of my tires. But yep, this is another one here which almost ended poorly, but not quite. Wasn't very fast though. Um, and then this is the next car, which is the Grand Marshal, which is like the Crown Vic. And if you couldn't tell there, I am not very good at driving it. It is not very controllable. That's the word I'd use for it. Um, yeah, a lot of crashes. Very difficult. It has a lot of power, and it doesn't have a lot of grip in the tires, so you tend to spin a lot, and it's hard to control. And I admit I am not the greatest driver. Um, so, yeah, there's a couple different times where I've messed the car up a little bit. Um, and then finally, I could get one good lap in right at the end here, and it was still much slower than the other car. So, yeah, wasn't great. This car is the Wendover, I believe it's called. It's actually new to the game, and as you see there, the very first lap, I was faster. That lap was actually quite a decent lap, but I popped the car up there. And then around the final of the third lap was another okay time. And then this lap I crashed, which sucked because it was feeling really good when I was driving it. Um, yeah, got the car going here and managed to get through. And then this is a special lap, which felt super fast. This car has tons of grip. I locked up a little bit there, which wasn't great. Slid, but it's okay. Here, a little bit deep, and I was kind of nervous about that because I thought it wasn't going to be great, but my timing was looking good no matter, so it should have been fine. And then here was a awesome corner. I took a lot of speed into it, and I came out perfect. This corner I was very worried about because I went really far in, and I think I actually maybe tapped the curb there. But then coming around the final bit, and I just aced this final part and through, and it was actually the fastest time so far, which was under 38 seconds. So this is the next car. It's called an ETK. It is basically just a BMW. And if you can't tell by just watching it, I'll tell you, it is very hard to control. I would honestly prefer the Grand Marshal slash Crown Victoria over it. It is just, there's so little in the way of rear end controllability. I'm sliding everywhere here. This corner messed me up so many times just spinning, um, and it would slow me down so much. If the car feels really fast, but it probably feels one of the fastest cars, but it just, I don't know, it just has no controllability. Here I actually caught the slide, but I still hit the curb anyway, so that wasn't very fun. There I crashed again. I managed to get across the line, I think, here. Yeah, but not a great time there. And then I pulled it together for the final lap here and got actually a decent time, and then I crashed. So that isn't amazing. Actually, there's one more lap, and I almost spun out here, but I caught it. I caught it. I'm solid. I'm doing good. And then I spun towards the end again, and I set a time, but it was so far off the normal time. It really wasn't amazing. Um, but of all the cars, it turned out the Wendover was the fastest by quite a bit, and it felt very good. It was very grippy, stuck to the road pretty much. The ETK felt extremely fast. If someone knew how to drive it correctly, unlike me, I'm sure it would probably be the fastest by far. But anyways, yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.